know, this year is a huge year, obviously, the Olympics, so everything is centred around that, essentially. Physically, I am peaking for that day, the Olympic final. It's like people talk about this hyper-focus around the Olympics. You speak to ex-Olympians, you know, gold medalists, and they say they had this hyper-focus and nothing else mattered, and I never really understood it until this year. And I'm like, okay, I
all you can think about.
I get what you mean now, and honestly, since those World Championships last year, I've thought about the Olympics every single day. And I'm kind of using that pressure and I'm trying to turn it into this privileged mindset. Like, I feel so lucky to be doing what I'm doing, and yeah, you know, I'm going for a medal at the Olympics. Like, how cool is that?
So
like,
cool.
So freaking cool. So I'm just rolling with that energy.
So here we go, opening attempt for Nina Kennedy. 4 metres 45 is the height of the bar.
It's been a pretty cool journey to watch. Take us back. When did you first get involved with junior athletics, and what was it that you loved about it initially?
Yeah, so I started little athletics when I was under 12. And I just loved it. I don't know, I just have such a passion for the sport. You know, it kind of started at school days when you'd have an athletics day every year. I
loved that.
And I just waited for that day because I just like had so much fun. Sports day, right? Yeah. So I just loved that. And I think from there, you know, I was winning races, so Mum could kind of see that I wanted to do it, and I kind of begged her to take me to the local club. Yeah. So I joined, and I think something really special about doing athletics at that age is you have to do every event.
Yeah.
You have to do the shot put, you have to do the 1500, you have to do the sprints and the hurdles and the long jump, you have to do everything. And I think just that variety, it just really challenged me, and I kind of fell in love with the sport. And then, yeah, I started pole vault a few years after that.
What was it about pole vault? Because it won your heart, ultimately.
Yeah, no, it was. So the National Centre for Pole Vault is in Perth, and Steve Hooker had just won the 2008 Olympics. So there was a lot of buzz around the sport, there was a lot of buzz around him, and I think it was the year after I got sent a letter in the mail saying, you know, do you want to come try pole vault?
Oh, it was a good jump, wasn't it?
It was a great jump, Dave, great speed.
Well, it was a pretty epic rise through the World Junior ranks as well. So how did you, as a young girl coming through, kind of navigate those experiences?
Yeah, you know, I became quite good quite early, and, you know, that kind of threw me into, you're representing Australia at the World Youth Championships, and you're, you know, 15. So, you know, it was a few of those experiences. I went to 2 World Juniors, which is an under-20 world event, and then all of a sudden I'm representing Australia on a senior level when I was 18. So it just happened all very quickly.
Did it make you grow up very quickly as well? I mean, you've had incredible support throughout your journey, there's no doubt about that. But as you said, travelling the world from such a young age, no doubt you had to find a certain level of independence at the same time. You
know, I've never really thought about it, but I think in hindsight, you're totally right. You know, all my friends were finishing year 12, they were going to uni, they were going out and like exploring themselves and traveling, and I guess I felt like I could never really do those things, and I never really had like a normal progression into like adulthood, I guess. And it was like, yeah, I was traveling the world and I was representing Australia, and it was quite a different journey. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't change anything. It's definitely made me the person I am today.
What are your priorities when it comes to your preparation? I can assume that your diet is one that you really hone in on?
Yeah, you're right. I think diet is just like one piece of the puzzle. You know, there are so many different elements to get me like healthy on match day, essentially. Yeah. So, you know, recovery, sleep, diet, mental state, physical state, like there are so many pieces, and I think I've just really made it a lifestyle choice. So I'm going to bed early, I'm eating really healthy, essentially I'm really bloody boring, is how I like to
You're going to have to be though as an athlete or something.
But you know, I'm waking up refreshed, you know, I feel fueled, and I'm going to training, and I'm going back and recovering again. I'm consolidating my gains, essentially.
Gold medalist and Commonwealth Games champion, Australia, Nina Kennedy.
In honesty, I think pole vault is one of those events where you need to be an all-rounder.
Yeah.
You need to be fast, you need to be strong, you need to be mentally good, you need to be flexible, you need to have aerial awareness. So, you know, I'm doing a lot of gymnastics, I'm doing yoga, but I'm also hitting the gym and I'm also hitting the track. So I quite like the event in that way. I think people forget that it's also very technical.
Oh, yes.
So a lot of what we're doing is data analysis and watching jumps and looking at what could have changed, and you know, the conditions play a big part in that as well. But yeah, I feel like you just have to be an all-rounder. Athletics is really interesting because, you know, we're not jumping every single week like, you know, footballers and netballers. It's like we have an Olympics every 4 years. We have a World Championship every 2 years. So it's like to do your best jump ever on the day that you've set out to do it, to win that competition. I think it's just an amazing amount of pressure that we've had to deal with. And I don't know, to be able to do that, it's just like, it makes you feel really good. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, damn, I did that. Like, that's sick.